Ukraine on Saturday claimed it struck a Russian airbase which it describes as the home base of Moscow's advanced fighter jets.
Friends, family, teammates and coaches of Liverpool star Jotaro Jatas and his brother gather in their hometown of Gondomar to pay their final respects at their funeral.
Ukraine on Saturday said it struck a Russian airbase while Russia continued to pound Ukraine with hundreds of drones overnight. Ukraine's military general staff described the struck airbase in Russia's Voronezh region as the home base of Russia's fighter jets, while Ukraine's Air Force said Russia fired 322 drones and decoys into Ukraine overnight into Saturday, around half of which Ukraine said were shot down. Ukraine's Air Force, however, said it recorded the impact of the Russian aerial attack in 4 locations and the fall of debris in 6 locations. Russia has been stepping up its long-range missile and drone attacks on Ukraine, which have further dashed hopes for a breakthrough in efforts to end the more than 3-year-old war. On Friday, U.S. President Donald Trump pledged to continue support for Ukraine after speaking with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. His call came shortly after a call with Russian President Vladimir Putin offered no hope for his attempts to end the war.
Extreme heat and worsening drought conditions have swept across Hungary, causing water levels in its major rivers to sharply decline. According to official data, the Tisza, one of Hungary's main rivers, decreased by 60%, while the Danube dropped by 40%. The sharp decline is affecting multiple sectors in Hungary along Europe's second longest river, a major transport route across the continent. A Hungarian government spokesperson says shipping rates can spike by as much as 100% as cargo ships add a surcharge for non-fully loaded vessels. The low water levels make it unsafe for cargo ships to travel at more than 30 or 40% capacity. The Bulgarian stretch of the Danube is also suffering from the critically low water levels. Ferries between Bulgaria and Romania have been suspended as the water levels are too shallow for the ships to safely pass. The nearby Lake Barna has also been heavily affected, with entire parts of it having completely dried up. Bulgaria has announced that it has begun an emergency operation to pull water from the Danube to save the lake.
Parisians on Saturday jumped into the River Seine legally for the first time in more than 100 years. It came as public swimming was allowed in designated areas of the Seine, including 2 newly built wooden decks near the Eiffel Tower and Ile Saint-Louis in central Paris. Before sunrise, a municipal officer skimmed away the last few patches of algae with a fishnet. Soon after, a line of eager Parisians formed, towels in hand, waiting for their chance to jump in. The return to swimming follows a €1.4 billion cleanup project tied to last year's Olympics. Officials, including the mayor of Paris, now say the Seine meets European water quality standards on most days. Swimming in the Seine had been illegal since 1923, with a few exceptions due to pollution and risk posed by river navigation. Taking a dip outside bathing areas is still banned for safety reasons.
Friends, family members, teammates and coaches of the late Portuguese football player Jotaro Jatas gathered in his hometown of Gondomar to pay their final respects. Jota, who played for English side Liverpool, died alongside his brother, also a footballer, in a car crash in Zamora, Spain, while on their way to catch a ferry to the United Kingdom. Spanish authorities say a tire in Jota's car blew out as he attempted to overtake a vehicle on the A52 highway. The Portuguese star's Liverpool teammates joined mourners in his hometown, located in the east of Porto, to attend the brother's funeral. Several of Jota's national side teammates, including Manchester City's Bernardo Silva and Ruben Dias, as well as Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes, also attended. National team coach Roberto Martinez, who led Portugal to their second UEFA Nations League title last month with a win over Spain, was also present. National team captain and football superstar Cristiano Ronaldo, however, was notably absent from the event after sharing an emotional tribute a few days ago on social media. British media outlets say Ronaldo opted to skip the funeral, citing concern his presence may distract from the somber proceedings.